And we're back. Sorry guys, trying to be a bit quiet because, yeah, I probably thought the audio was broken on your TV. Trying to be quiet because it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm up this early because, thank you kindly, I'm up this early simply because I woke up. That's all there is to it. Oh, it's actually 7 now, I lied. We've got a few sales going out. Jesus, it is dark in here without that door open. We've got a few sales going out. But before touching on any of that, I wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody, and I mean every single person who viewed my last video at the car boot sale, simply because genuinely that was going to be my last YouTube video. I was going to knock it on the head. I'd even gone and bought 3 new GoPro batteries, and then just in that time before they even turned up, I decided to sell it all up, get rid of all the recording equipment, the glasses, the GoPro, everything. I was going to sell it all up and knock it on the head. The views were barely double figures on some of my earlier videos. Obviously that's down to me, not down to you. However, my last video has just got over, well, just under 700 views, and from there I think I've gained like 15 subscribers, even maybe even more. So I want to thank every single one of you for watching that last video. And yeah, it just amazed me, and it blew me out of the water just how many people were interested in what I was doing. And with that in mind, we are going to continue and move forward and continue with the the YouTube. So what have we sold? It's not a massive amount, guys. I'll be completely honest. I just wanted to put that out there that that thank you all for tuning in, viewing, and yeah, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, anyway, orders. I'm babbling. Let's have a quick look. These all need picking. These all still need picking. We have sold the other radio, which is just down there, the little Sony. I had the blue one. That one went out at 20 odd quid, whatever it was. Now we've sold the silver one. The silver one was sold for £27 and 4p. We have sold one of the Guess Who's, which is in there. That's a battleship, not a Guess Who. We've sold one of the little Guess Who games. They're at the back there in that box. And that has sold for £5. They were all brand new, and I picked them up for, I think, £2 a piece or £1 a piece. Something like that. Slowly and steadily they're selling. I have sold something that I picked up last summer, which is the Goodman's little tiny, in fact I'm going to get it out so you guys can see it, because it is so cool, but it is fairly useless, unfortunately. Little Goodman's bedside radio alarm clock and TV. I mean, the screen's tiny, it's really tiny. It does all work, but obviously you can't tune into any kind of television on it. It's got a bit of sort of sun fade, the plastic's yellowed. I'm presuming it was white when it was new. It isn't now. And I think the biggest issue with it is that the aerial, it's got the built-in aerial, but the auxiliary aerial on the back isn't a standard aerial. It's almost like a jack lead. So unfortunately you can't plug in like a retro game in a PS1 or even like a Freeview box or anything like that. There's not really anything. It's completely useless as a modern item. I'm presuming you could, what I was going to do was retrofit a standard aerial into there so you could, but I didn't want to ruin it for the sake of, anyway, it went for a £5, but I think I paid 50p for it, so it's not all a dead loss. And then the other thing that sold was the vacuum for parts, which is the G-Tech. It's there. The only thing it's missing is the handle. I'm quite possibly going to ship the other half of the handle, which is here, with it, just out of kindness, because then the person, because I believe this is the same person that messaged me and said, is all it needs a handle? Which obviously I replied yes, because it was working. This bit was the top half of this was the silver part there. That part, much like this one, as you can see, taped up. So obviously these little push button bits fail, and then people tape them up. I believe my father-in-law wants this one, the one that's on the floor. He's currently upstairs asleep, because we went out last night. In fact, we went crabbing, which was fantastic fun. So yeah, so that's sold, and that's sold for 30 quid. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We've got a couple of pickups, and then I'm just going to quickly go over streamlining the business a little bit. Part of that streamlining was going to be giving up YouTube, but now I'm going to carry on, guys. I'm going to carry on. There's loads of stuff from that carboot, that last carboot video you saw that's not even listed. This radio, there is another one. Where on earth have I put it? Oh, sorry. Oh, it's there. Real cool little like Panasonic flip-up CD player. So that radio, that Humax, which is down there, it's a U-View one, but it is a 1 TIG one, so it's a decent one. I believe that might be it. I was carrying more out of the charity shop than that. Oh, the boots. This brand of boots. I've got a little. I thought it looked like, well, there's only a select few of you that'll know this, but I thought that looked like a Rockford Fosgate symbol. But they are a brand called Fry. And these second-hand, not these ones, because they are quite well worn. These second-hand in good condition are selling for over £200 a pair. Well, 100 to 200 new. They're stupid money. There is 2 pairs of them. Oh, here are the brown ones. Again, there's that symbol again. These, again, well worn. These I will run on auction because... So those 2 pairs of boots, that Freeview, those 2 radios, and I think that was it that I picked up from the charity, were 30 quid for all of it. So I'm just gonna run them on auction. So the big Titleist bag is currently running on auction. That's up to £42. And the other thing that's running on auction is the Pulte steamer. Unfortunately, when I pulled it out of the box, the 2 front wheels, it's got the 2 big back wheels and 2 front wheels that are like casters. So they're the ones that move around. They're broke in the base of it, but it's all photographed and listed as that. And yeah. So yes, let's get on to the last item, which is the scooter. Now, whether this guy's going to come and pick this up or not, I've got no idea. I've had some random messages saying I'm out of the country at the minute, and we all know what this sounds like, don't we? But the scooter has sold for £410. Yep, that's £410. £410 for a Simpson Schwebel. Simpson Schwebel might not be a lot of money. They might be worth more than that. However, that's £410 of profit because I paid absolutely nothing for it. So really happy about that. Right, what's the next move of the business? It is, I'm going to get rid of the storage unit. It's kind of hemorrhaging money, and in the early stages of this business being a business, unlike it was last year when it was a bit of a side hustle, I'm going to have to streamline it a bit in order to try and invest more money back into the business. So the storage unit has to go. Now, what's the downside with that? I'll tell you what the downside with that is. It's full, but it is full of, I reckon there's probably 50% of it that's maybe even unsaleable. Lamps, old printers, things like that that people generally don't want, that isn't really worth selling. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is bad. What I'm saying is that I've made my money back out of everything that's in there and profit. Because if I go and pay 40 quid for three huge boxes, big boxes like these, great big boxes, if I've bought 3 of those boxes for 40 quid, I've had at least 1 item out of every single box that's sold for at least 40 quid, and then other stuff that's sold for more than that. So everything that's in that storage unit owes me nothing. However, it is costing me nearly £140 a month to keep it in there. So the profit that I have made on the bits that I've sold is being diminished by having to pay for the storage. So everything out of there is going to go. And if you look on my little camera up here, you'll see on the drive, not only is there the Cadillac, oh, let's get the glare off the screen, but there is a massive skip. So, well, my old lawnmower's in there at the minute. So the skip's turned up. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have to skip some of the stuff that's completely broken. I'll test it, see if it works. I'll put it on Facebook in my local area, give it away for free. If people don't want it, it's going to have to go. Sorry, guys, it is going to have to go. I just can't hemorrhage £30–35 a week storing things that isn't earning me any money. And on top of that, very, very, very sad, The other thing that's going to have to go is the Cadillac, because it's 20 foot long. It's probably this, it's short. This whole garage is smaller than that car. That car will not fit in here. So my thinking is get rid of the Cadillac, extend the garage by another 20 foot. So I can have double the storage here, and then I've got the money back for the Cadillac, the storage unit's gone, I've extended the garage, and I can just run everything from here, and there's no outlay. And then the other thing, instead of having the shed that's next door as an office, my wife had a fantastic idea, which is these are all my tools, everything down here from a previous life being a technician for Volkswagen. All this lot, that's all going to get cleared out, and then that's going to go in the shed. Every single tool, every single thing that you see in here that has nothing to do with reselling or my business is going to go from here into the shed, and then this will just be the office, storage and everything. So yeah, big things coming, guys. This video is going to be well boring compared to the last one, and I completely apologise for that, but let me thank you all once again for watching. Please think seriously and hard about subscribing to this channel, because you never know, we may get bigger. We're going to give it one more go, guys. We're going to give it one more go. Thanks all so much for watching. Peace, love, harmony, all the best for the new year. Happy Christmas, happy Easter, all the rest of it. Take care, guys. See you soon.